Hi, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar. My name is Kate Virzi. I am Director of Sales and Client Success at Marketing for ECPs. If you're not familiar with Marketing for ECPs, we are a full-service digital marketing agency, and we do everything from website development to social media support, email marketing, Google Ads, really everything when it comes to marketing and making sure that your practice is either seeing more patients or better patients. And I'm really excited about today's webinar. We're going to talk about proven strategies to beat the seasonal slowdown. So what we see is that December through to about February is a quieter time for practices. And so today we're really going to discuss some strategies about what you can do as a practice to beat that seasonal slowdown. And today's webinar is sponsored by our wonderful partners at Optical Prism and Envision Magazine. Let's jump right into it. As I mentioned, many practices do see a dip between mid-December through to February. This is really the year-end challenge, and patients will delay eye exams or new purchases until after the busy holiday season is over, which obviously creates some uneven revenue and optical sales gaps within the practice. So this matters because any missed recalls is a lost revenue opportunity for the practice. Reduce marketing, which a lot of people get a little bit scared about this time of the year and think, I want to focus on what I'll do marketing in, Q2 of next year. But reduce marketing means lower visibility for your practice. And one of the best things you can do is continuously showing up for your potential patients. The good news is that you can start to think about now how you will fill those gaps between December and February. And the truth is that proactive outreach beats reactive marketing every single time. And so we're going to dive into specific strategies that your practice can do to beat the seasonal slowdown. Strategy number one is to recall reactivation for year end. And so this is really about identifying patients who are due for or overdue for their exams and coming up with some sort of recall or system so that you're actively engaging with them. And you can do this a multitude of ways. You can send friendly reminders to them, encouraging them to prioritize their eye health before the year ends, focusing on convenience and care. Some example messaging can be something like, let's make sure your vision stays clear going into the new year, book your exam today. Other options are even talking about utilizing benefits before the end of the year. So not letting your hard-earned vision benefits go to waste and making sure that you're booking those exams before the end of the year. You should ideally be emailing your patients on a regular basis anyways, because consistently emailing them is going to remind them to keep your practice top of mind when they have a potential need arise. Email is one of my favorite marketing tactics. It comes directly to an inbox, even though it's sent out to thousands of patients. There is something about it that feels personal when it comes directly to your inbox. And a really great way to expand your reach even further is not just email your patients, but also text them. Strategy number two, this is also a really good time of the year to promote your optical sales. You can do things like a limited time promotion, which creates a bit of scarcity so that people want to get those holiday deals in. You can talk about topics like a holiday refresh or seeing clearly into the new year. You can do different promotions that focus on things like getting a second pair, so buy one, get one 50% off, or even when it comes to sunglasses or lens upgrades. You can also expand your reach a little bit further, talking about the optical side of your business in seasonal social posts. So this is also a really great time of the year where a lot of people are thinking about deals and discounts. We have Black Friday at the end of November. We have, the holiday season where people are actively spending a lot of money. And then we have, of course, Boxing Day when things also tend to go on sale. And so keeping your practice top of mind and talking about the different promotions and things that you have going on is going to be really important, especially when your potential patients are already in that mindset. And it's always so important to keep your message fun and timely. Again, in December can be a really creative time of the year to have fun with different Christmas content and just creating really fun things that make your practice stand out from competition. Strategy number three is to strengthen your online visibility. So keep your Google Ads active. For anyone that's not familiar with Google Ads, so Google Ads is when you type in, eye doctor near me into Google, if you're running a Google Ads campaign, your practice can show up under the sponsored results. You only pay when potential patients actually click on your practice to book an appointment. But the nice thing about Google Ads strategy is that you're actively going after people that have intent, meaning that they want to book that appointment today. So you want to ensure that your practice is the one that shows up for it. Some Sometimes people pull back on their Google ads, but we don't recommend this because the most important people that you want to capture for your practice are the ones that are ready to move forward. The truth when it comes to marketing is that patients that are ready to book an appointment today represent such a small part of the overall market. So you want to keep your Google Ads campaign constantly live so that you're filling your funnel. We call that the marketing funnel. You're filling your funnel with those patients that are ready to move forward today. There's also a little bit less competition during the busy holiday season. And so this is a really great time to ensure that you're keeping those patients that are ready to book an appointment, keeping them coming towards your practice. You also want to do things like update your Google business profile with your holiday hours so that patients clearly understand when they can get in touch with you and when they can book an appointment. Also, a great time of the year, kind of talked about this with the optical sales strategy, but posting seasonal content. Talk about staff favorites, talk about their favorite, what frame line are they most excited about this holiday season? What's their favorite gift in the eyewear space? Even talking about patient stories. I think this is also coming into December as a time of year where people are looking for that feel good content. And so this is an opportunity to share some really incredible patient stories. I love working in eye care because I truly feel like this industry has so many incredible stories about everything from people's vision being restored, so many different things. And so, or like their dry eye getting treated or AMD, like all of these things are so meaningful. And so finding a way to talk about that in your marketing is so important. And that's really what marketing is. Marketing gives you an opportunity to tell stories. And so, what stories are you telling, especially this time of the year when people are spending a lot of time on their devices? Maybe they're taking time off work, maybe they're at home, making sure that you're visible and meeting people where they're at. And the most important thing, of course, is consistency. We talk about this all the time when it comes to marketing, but consistency is key. Making sure your brand, your colors, your logo, your messaging, your tone of voice, all of it stays similar so that people continue, when they are repeatedly exposed to your practice, you continue to be top of mind when patients are ready to book and move forward with an appointment. Strategy number 4 is really about building loyalty through gratitude. And so, again, as we come into the end of the year and starting a new year, this is a really good time to acknowledge the current patient base that you have. One of the tactics that I've already talked about, again, is email marketing. I was at Vision Expo doing a presentation and, I asked the room, how many of you email your patients? And I couldn't believe there was like 3 people that raised their hand. And the truth is that you are sitting on this gold mine of all of these patient emails, and they're just waiting to hear from you. And we also, as consumers, we want to hear from our trusted medical experts. I have clothing brands and different companies that email me almost every single day, and I haven't unsubscribed to them because I believe in the brands. And typically, when we work with practices, we email patients maybe once, twice a month. And so it's not too much, but it's just enough to keep that practice top of mind or your practice top of mind when they're potentially wanting to move forward with an appointment. And there's so many different things that you can do when it comes to email. You can talk about your medical specializations, maybe the technology that you're integrating into the practice, what's coming up in 2026. You can highlight your team, get to know us, maybe do something, even just a happy holidays from our team to your family, wishing you, our happy new year, whatever that looks like. Another option, of course, is to encourage reviews. So your feedback helps us serve you better in 2026. You're letting your patients know that you're actively interested in hearing their feedback so that they can find ways to continuously service you and your family members to the best of their ability. And the truth is that small little touches build long-term loyalty. I love that quote that's like, people won't remember what you said or did, but they'll remember how you made them feel. And so really thinking about creating that personal connection with your patients is going to ensure that they stay loyal to your practice for many years to come. Strategy number 5 is really preparing for Q1 growth. So between January and March, what are you doing to set the practice up for success? And so there's different tactics like reviewing your recall and your booking processes. Going through your website, I encourage this for all the practices, is to pretend that you are a patient trying to book an appointment. What does the website experience look like on a mobile device? What does it look like on a desktop device? What does it look like across tablet? Is it consistent? Is it easy? What does that booking process look like? And do you make it easy for your patients to connect and book an appointment with you? Coming into a new year, it's also a really good time of the year to start to set those goals. So, what is it that the practice wants to achieve in January or Q1 of 2026? Do you want to increase your new patients? Do you want to see better patients? Do you want to educate them about your medical specializations? Do you want to increase recalls or your capture rate? Or maybe you really, really want to focus on the optical side of your business. And so honing in on what those goals are for 2026, especially in Q1, is really going to help you set your year up for success. The other piece is plan campaigns. Whenever we build marketing campaigns for clients, we really focus on annual strategies and then break that down into quarters. So Q1 is a really great time of the year to talk about campaigns like New Year, New You, have new frames for 2026, and then identify that throughout the whole year. What is it that you want to talk about in spring? Maybe it's allergy season. Maybe you want to focus on dry eye. What about the summer? Another great time to really focus on sunglass sales. And of course, we just talked a little bit about the year end, but you can talk about so many different things, even just talking about sales, promotions, deals, or utilizing benefits before they expire. And the most important thing is to update your website and your creative assets while things are quiet so that when it comes into 2026, you're ready to hit the market and showcase your brand and your practice to your patients. My last and bonus tip is really focusing on keeping your team engaged. Your team is the reason that patients come back to the practice. And so, one of the things you can do as things start to slow down over the next few months is focusing on training and marketing workshops. How can you educate your team? How can you learn together and make it a team building activity so that you can show up better for your patients? And similar to what we just discussed, set small challenges, small goals. Maybe it's to collect 25 new reviews or referrals by January. Even doing something as simple as making it a team contest so that your staff feel a part of it and engaged. And then, of course, rewarding that progress, keep your morale high. And as a final note, engaged teams really help maintain momentum. As I mentioned before, your team members, yourself, you're the reason that patients keep choosing the practice. And so what are you doing to ensure that you're keeping your team focused on the same goals and that you're keeping each other engaged and motivated? So to recap, and some key takeaways from this presentation today: reactivate your recall lists. Get in touch with them, email, text, reach out to them, find ways to connect, promote your optical sales. As I mentioned, this time of the year, people are really actively thinking about discounts, deals, holiday sales. They're spending a lot of money. This is the time of the year where a lot of money is going out. And so, what messaging can you put out to your audience to ensure that they're thinking about your practice when they have a potential need? Maybe they're buying a gift from someone for themselves. Maybe if it's even a campaign talking about you're treating everyone else this holiday season, why not treat yourself to a new pair of glasses? Thirdly, stay visible online. The last thing you want to do is pull back right now, because when people are ready to move forward, you consistently want your practice to be top of mind. And if you reduce your online visibility, you might miss out to potential patients and they might choose your competitors. Number 4, show appreciation. People want to know that the business that they give you is appreciated and they want to feel confident to continue choosing you. And so you can really do this in a ton of different ways: talking about your patients on social media, highlighting your patients, emailing them, reaching out to them, and providing them with a genuine thanks. Even as simple as like putting out a basket of candy canes the month of December for patients coming through just to say thank you for being a patient of ours. And then lastly, plan early for 2026. Plan ahead to get ahead. The best time of the year to build next year's success is right now, and start to think of those things and keep them top of mind. And that'll just really help set you up for a wonderful 2026. Thank you all so much for your time and for tuning into this webinar. As always, we are available if you have any questions about marketing or want to discuss how to set your practice up for success in 2026. This is my email address and contact information. Thank you again, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.